This next chilling video shows him on his way to his exploration site, stopping to burn shrimp paste, intending to summon all the ghosts there. Shortly after finishing burning the shrimp paste, he resumes his exploration. At first, nothing seems out of place, until a ghostly apparition is clearly visible standing on the side of the road. Take a look.
Ini aroma terasanya masih sangat terasa ya di sini. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Itu bisa dilihat sebelah sana. Allahu Akbar. Aduh. Ini habis hujan, jadi kita bisa lihat. Allahu Akbar. Apa itu? La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar. Hampir. Aduh, licin. La ilaha illallah.
It's clear that as he was attempting to pass through the area, he paused to burn shrimp paste, intending to summon all the ghosts present. And sure enough, without his knowledge, a ghost was clearly recorded standing right next to him, with a terrifying face. Shortly afterward, as he stopped and attempted to return to the area, this terrifying apparition suddenly appeared. Watch the video carefully.
Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. La ilaha illallah. Permisi, Datuk. Saya di sini numpang lewat. Saya nggak ganggu di sini. Allahu Akbar. Bukanya. La ilaha illallah.
TikTok user Shay 3280 went viral after recording something unsettling while babysitting in a house. She had never visited before. It was supposed to be simple, just watching a young child for the evening. Nothing seemed unusual. The child was playing happily, and Shay filmed a short clip to send to the parents later. When she stopped recording, everything looked completely normal. But later that night, when she showed the video to the child's mother, the woman suddenly went pale. She noticed something in the footage that Shay had completely missed.
But I think I see something looking at me through that window. I might be a little delusional, but I think I see something looking.
In the background, partially hidden around a corner, what appears to be a head with long dark hair slowly peeks into view. Shay says she and the child were alone in the house at the time. Even more disturbing, the child's mother admits she has seen something similar before. She never told anyone. She thought no one would believe her. Shake and Shay posted the clip online. It quickly went viral. Some viewers believe the figure could be a spirit, possibly someone who once lived in the home. Others say it was staged, but Shay insists she has no reason to fake it. And after what she saw in that video, she says she will never babysit in that house again, especially knowing that something may have been watching from the Fae shadows. The next creepy clip comes from the Life of Luxury channel, and I found it absolutely terrifying. This video shows a CCTV camera capturing a terrifying apparition that suddenly appears. The video shows a woman suddenly awakened by a strange noise coming from outside her room, and here's what happened. In this clip, the camera captures a girl already inside a cemetery. She slowly approaches the locked entrance gates. She pauses, and then in one sudden motion, she appears to jump forward, phasing straight through the metal bars to the other side. Viewers are divided. Some believe the clip shows something paranormal, spirits lingering in places meant for the dead, others argue. It's clever editing or a visual trick. There's no clear explanation, but what do you think? Is girl walking through solid metal, or is something else happening here? This first terrifying video is a video from the Sapam Explore channel, where he visited a well in the middle of the forest that night. He recounted frequently seeing apparitions of a terrifying figure floating in the area. Initially, nothing seemed out of the ordinary, until he suddenly heard a voice coming from the well. And then, suddenly, this terrifying apparition became clear.
Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar. Itu apa itu? Itu apa di sebelah sana?
As we saw, as he was trying to find the well, he was suddenly startled by the appearance of glowing eyes above the well. He desperately tried to approach the figure, which clearly appeared to be a ghost floating there. As he approached, the figure suddenly disappeared, causing him to panic and flee in fear. Watch the video carefully.
Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar. Itu apa itu? Itu apa di sebelah sana? Kita masuk ke sumur sini ya? Itu tadi. Allah Akbar. Itu kerekam nggak? Apa itu? Apa ini? Hah? Kuyang. Masa kuyang ada di sini? Aduh.
A family says their home has been plagued by unexplained knocking late at night. Sometimes it's soft, other times it turns into violent pounding on the front door. Loud enough to make the children cry, the father says he's tried. Everything, house cleansings, daily prayers, asking for protection each time the activity seems to stop, but only for a while. One night, they wake up again. Except this time, it isn't the knocking that pulls them from sleep. Listen closely.
Johnny, es la voz de la niña, papi.
Sí, pero...
De Marco.
No.
¿Cómo no? Si es de la niña.
Pero
¿No
no
ha
es...
pasado algo?
No. Ya sabes que no es la niña, ya sabes que no es la niña. Ya no vas a ir aquí. Ya sabes que no es la niña.
Entonces,
Pues espérate.
oye,
Está aquí afuera, ¿ah?
sí, ¿no habrá pasado algo?
No, tú tranquila, no pasó nada. Es eso que nos habla. Pero no le voy a abrir. Voy a bajar.
Cuidado.
No mames, güey. Ah, cabrón. Miren, amigos, no hay nadie. Ya es de madrugada y mis hijos no están, se fueron a dormir con su abuela. absolutamente nadie. Escucharon los ruidos. Uy. Escuche. Yo creo que ya no es hora de estar. Yo escucho aquí. Son casi las 2 de la madrugada. Ya les mostré. No hay absolutamente nadie. Ya está todo cerrado. Está todo cerrado, yo me voy.
What disturbed viewers immediately is the voice being heard. It sounds like a young girl. But the children in the home, the only ones old enough to speak, weren't even there that night. And there's another detail some people noticed inside the house. It's a la Boo Boo doll. It's a popular designer toy, but online forums are filled with strange stories connected to it. Some owners claim their dolls shift slightly when no one is around. Others report knocking, whispers a sudden change in atmosphere after bringing one home. A few even say activity increases after prayers or cleansings, which mirrors this family's experience. Skeptics say it's coincidence that fear simply needs an object to focus on, but others argue that certain objects don't have to create activity. They can simply attract it. What makes this case unsettling is the pattern. The knocking stops after cleansing, then returns. The voices mimic children who aren't there, and whatever's happening doesn't leave. It only retreats. So, is the doll a trigger, or is something else inside that house using familiar sounds to get attention? I'll let you decide. A man's brother came to stay at his house for a few days, only hours after settling into the guest room. The brother mentioned something strange. He felt like someone else was in the room with them at first. He dismissed it as imagination, but as the night went on, small details stopped making sense. The uneasy feeling didn't go away, so the homeowner decided to review the family CCTV footage just to be sure. That's when he noticed something. Something was moving on the bed. Now, here's where it gets strange. The bed is at least queen-sized. His brother's wife is noticeably shorter, and from the way she's lying on her side, her legs shouldn't even reach the edge. But in the footage, her left leg suddenly jerks outward. Sharp, fast, farther than it physically should. The movement doesn't match her position, it doesn't match her size, and it doesn't look natural. So the question is simple. Is it just an awkward twitch, caught at the wrong angle, or is something else in that bed with them? You decide. A man named Josh says his home security cameras have been capturing something unusual. Shadowy figures, hiding just out of view, shapes peeking around corners, unexplained footsteps, persistent knocking, strange noises, and even what appear to be small floating orbs. One evening, as Josh walked past his bedroom, he suddenly heard laughter coming from inside. It was clear, close, and unmistakable. He immediately opened the door. The room was silent. No movement. No shadows. No one there. Instead of ignoring it, Josh began checking the rest of the house, recording everything on his phone.
Okay. Hearing laughter or something coming from my room. Of course, it stops as soon as I put it here.
In paranormal cases, disembodied laughter is rarely dismissed as harmless, especially when it's followed by physical interaction. Viewers quickly noticed a pattern. Whatever may be inside Josh's home appears to be escalating. First, observing, then making noise, now possibly moving objects. That progression is what unsettled many watching the footage, because it suggests intent, not something playful, not something random, but something that wants to be noticed. Until Josh releases more updates, one thing remains clear. This is no longer easy to explain, and for now, it remains unexplained. Sonny uploaded this clip after a live stream took an unexpected turn. He had been streaming with a small group of friends. They were singing karaoke and taking turns on the mic. It was supposed to be a normal fun night, but when one of Sonny's friends began singing, something unusual happened behind him and no one noticed it at first.
Ada yang lewat, weh. Ada yang lewat. Sumpah. Sumpah. Iya kan? Iya kan? Coba tutup. Apa? Tutup jendela, tutup jendela. Apa? Aku merinding, aku merinding. Ada yang lewat, ada yang lewat. Ada yang lewat, abang putih. Aku merinding, weh. Sumpah ada yang lewat.
Besar, weh.
Buset lah. Ya banget.
As his friend continues singing, something appears to drift past the window directly behind him. The movement is faint, but it's there. Sonny and the others immediately react, telling him to stop and look behind him. They urge him to close the window just in case. The singer seems confused. His back had been turned the entire time. When he finally gets up to check outside, he claims there's nothing there. No one in sight, no movement, but the camera captured something. So the question is, what exactly drifted past that window that night? Nate is still trying to understand what exactly is happening inside his home. What started as minor disturbances has slowly escalated into something far more unsettling. He wakes up with unexplained scratches on his body at night. He hears footsteps moving through the house, even though no one else is there. One morning after finishing a workout and making breakfast, he noticed something new, a faint clicking sound at first. He assumed it was something harmless, an appliance, maybe the heating vent, but the sound continued, and when he focused on it, he realized it was coming from the kitchen. It sounded exactly like a stove burner clicking before ignition. Concerned about a possible gas leak, Nate rushed into the kitchen to check, and that's when this happened. Watch closely.
Alright, can somebody please help explain this? I just got done making a protein burrito for after my workout on the stove. Came back in to finish my coffee. And the first minute or so, I played it off. I kept hearing this clicking noise, and I thought maybe it was the TV or something, or the heat vent. But then I realized what the sound was, and it was the sound of the stove burner, how it clicks before it lights. That's what I was hearing. Now, the pan is still on the stove, still warm. All the burners are off. But I kept hearing the clicking, like the burner was trying to come on. Like I said, I just finished cooking. I was sitting there drinking my coffee, and I was hearing. And it sounded like it was... Go. Why with the knives? Why with the knives? Why? Why with the knives?
The clicking alone was disturbing. It had never happened before. But what happened next is what truly alarmed viewers: a knife. This wasn't an isolated incident. Many believe this moment marks a shift in whatever is inside Nate's home. Paranormal researchers often describe a difference between passive activity, footsteps, unexplained noises, shadows, and something more deliberate when objects begin to move. When they are thrown, especially sharp ones, it's often considered a warning. As for Nate, he still doesn't know what he's dealing with or what he should do next. For now, the situation remains unresolved, and whatever is inside that house hasn't finished yet. A security guard named Jay was reviewing overnight surveillance footage when something unusual caught his attention. The footage was taken on what staff called the night floor, a section of the building that is supposed to be completely empty. After hours in one of the vacant units, a door slowly begins to move. No one enters, no one exits, and none of the other empty rooms show any activity, just this one door.
It could be explained and it could not be, so I'm just showing y'all something unusual that never happened before. You know, all these other vacant buildings, like vacant apartments, that I don't see them move on their own like that. So watch this door right here. Just watch this door. You don't see it move. See? Watch. See? So like somebody trying to open it, see? Look at that shit. Now it could be the wind, I don't know. But has this happened? Have y'all seen stuff like this before? Door trying to open, like bounce, like opening in and out like that? Like that. See that shit? But it's been, see, then it stopped. The fuck type of shit is that? Somebody explain that. If not, then that's crazy. But explain that, please.
According to Jay, this wasn't a one-time event. He and another guard have reported multiple strange occurrences inside the same building. Most commonly, a white mist has been seen drifting through the hallways late at night, appearing briefly before fading out of view. There have also been more physical encounters on several occasions. Staff members say they felt something tug sharply at their shoulders, hard enough to make them turn around each time. No one was there. When you look at it together, the isolated moving door, the recurring mist, and the unexplained physical contact, it begins to suggest something more than coincidence. Whatever it is, seems confined to specific areas of the brand building. So, is this a lingering presence attached to that vacant unit, or simply a residual event replaying itself in the quiet hours of the night? I'll let you decide. Roger says he was inside a public restroom when something happened that he still can't explain. It started as a completely normal moment. He flushed the toilet and was about to leave the stall when he suddenly heard a door nearby slowly creak open and then shut again. At first, he assumed someone else had just walked in. He waited for footsteps. There were none. The restroom was silent. That's when he pulled out his phone and began recording. Roger lowers the camera toward the bottom of the stall wall, trying to capture any movement beneath the partitions. The floor looks completely empty. No shoes. No shadows. No sign that anyone is there. Still uneasy. He steps out of his cubicle to check the stall directly as he turns the corner and points his camera toward it. The door suddenly slams shut hard. The sound echoes through the restroom. Roger yells in shock and immediately runs out, according to him. There was no one else inside, no wind, no automatic door mechanism, and the timing is what bothers him the most. The door waited until he was standing right in front of it. In Abington, Massachusetts, there's a house many believe is deeply haunted. Locals call it the House of Hurt and Pain. The home dates back to at least the 1800s and is currently owned by Steve Payne. According to Steve, the activity inside became so intense that he began offering guided tours and even overnight stays for paranormal investigators. Visitors claim to hear hissing sounds, see shadow figures, and feel sudden cold spots throughout the home. Recently, Steve invited Austin, Alan, and Corey from Soul Seekers Paranormal to conduct a full investigation. They brought additional team members, including Matt and Lisa, and placed equipment throughout the house. This is what they captured that night.
A couple weeks ago, I filmed a podcast and I was sitting in the chair.
Wow. That's a grab.
I think that's noteworthy.
Early in the walkthrough, Steve mentions one of the spirits he believes haunts the home. A woman named Dorothy. Almost immediately, a REM pod placed nearby begins to activate. For those unfamiliar, a REM pod detects changes in electromagnetic fields which some investigators believe can be influenced by unseen entities. The timing catches everyone's attention. Some viewers later suggested it seemed as if Dorothy was responding directly to being mentioned, but what happens next is even more unsettling. Shortly after, the REM pod activates, a static camera upstairs records something unusual inside one of the bedrooms.
We wanted to talk to you, but you didn't seem to be around as much as we would like. So if you're present tonight, we'd really like to talk to you more.
A white orb-like shape appears in the room. It drifts slowly through the air before fading out of view. While skeptics often dismiss orbs as dust or insects, the team believes this was different, and this would not be the only anomaly they capture later in the investigation. Something far more disturbing is recorded.
I think he remembers.
The bad man's here.
I think he remembers.
The goosebumps I have.
Yeah, dude, I have goosebumps all over, like my face, everywhere.
Wow, bro.
Absolutely everywhere right now.
The team is also using a spirit talker device, designed to generate words that may be responses from unseen entities. Suddenly, the device speaks. The bad man's here. Earlier that evening, Steve had told the team about another spirit said to haunt the home, a woman named Greta. According to him, Greta is harmless, but she is reportedly afraid of a male presence that lingers upstairs. Could the device be referring to him, and does it connect to what was seen in the bedroom? Wanting answers, the team heads to the second floor with a thermal imaging camera. What they capture next is difficult to explain.
So, Matt, next to you, to your left, that wall, it is dramatically getting darker, meaning it's dramatically getting colder next to you.
To my left?
To your left. I'm not sure if you feel anything or not.
I don't, but that's where all the oracle boards are.
Oh, is it? Oh, jeez.
Are you talking like from his bedroom or the hallway?
No, immediately to his left where his shoulder is.
Okay.
As Corey films, Matt stands near a hallway wall without warning. The wall beside him shows a sudden drop in temperature on the thermal display. The area turns dark blue, indicating something extremely cold forming right next to him, and then it gets worse.
Like directly in front of Matt's left, like where that picture is on the wall. It was directly to Matt's left.
Right here?
Yes, that wall right there.
Whoa.
You didn't move.
Whoa.
What?
I got a hand coming from the bedroom Corey's in.
Still focused on Matt through the thermal lens, Corey notices movement near the open doorway. Something appears to extend inward. Corey describes it as looking like a hand reaching toward Matt. Strangely, it registers no temperature at all. Not warm, not cold, just empty. But that's still not the strangest moment of the night.
That's keeping you stuck in this house? That's keeping you stuck in this house?
While Corey continues filming, something dark moves behind him. It looks like a shadow passing quickly along the wall. He reacts instantly. The team later said they could not explain what they witnessed inside the house of hurt and pain, but they agreed on one thing. This was one of the most unsettling investigations they had ever experienced. At approximately 2 a.m., the homeowners received a motion alert on their phone. Assuming it was an animal or maybe someone walking past, they opened the footage without much concern. But what appeared on the screen immediately changed that. Take a look. The family replayed the clip several times trying to understand what they were seeing. Unable to find a reasonable explanation, they shared the footage with neighbors. hoping someone might recognize the figure or at least explain why it looks so unmistakably human. The video quickly circulated. Longtime residents didn't hesitate. They claimed the figure closely resembled a woman who died in a car accident along that same stretch of road in 1948. For decades, locals have clearly spoken about seeing a woman walking there late at night, appearing briefly, then vanishing without a sound. Some believe that spirits tied to sudden deaths don't realize they're gone, repeating the same path over and over. Others think certain locations absorb trauma, replaying fragments of the past like a damaged recording. What makes this even more unsettling is that the family had only recently moved in. They had never heard the stories. They knew nothing about the accident, which leaves one final question. If this is the same woman, why is she still walking that road? And for now, all anyone can hope is that appearing and disappearing in the dead of night is all she ever does in